Hello once again. I am Gilberta and I am here to give a 3 card reading and just random readings. Random readings. Let's just keep it at that. I did not tune into any certain energy. I am just opening the cards or opening the window to knowledge that could actually help someone in whatever time they need. So technically, I think I can understand now why some of the readings are timeless readings, because it's actually just knowledge that needs to be heard, or maybe even reminders. So without further ado, I did pick 3 cards, but ended up being 4 cards. So there is actually some fun with that. The first card that I pulled for today is our energy, our existence, our essence, and that is trust. I am actually feeling some people here who are not trusting their intuition, maybe present company including. We have a hard time, and I'm going to speak in the third person. We have a hard time trusting ourselves because of how we were raised, or our own beliefs, or even mistakes that we've made that have kind of drilled into our head that we may not know what we're talking about, that we may have been proven wrong at times, or maybe we regardless of the reasoning, we are getting the message right now to start trusting ourselves even better. I am seeing these hands being put together. Maybe that is actually ourselves and our higher selves. Because believe it or not, we have a past self, and we all remember that little past self. Now, I don't know why that just popped into my head, but when I was younger, I did not know that I had ADHD. And anybody who is learning anything about ADHD is that they're very impulsive behaviors. And I was in my family's basement, and we had an old wringer washer. Just Google it. But basically, it's a washing machine. It was very old, and then they had there's 2 rollers on top of one another, and then it would just start spinning. And that's what you would feed the clothes through, so that it would wring the water out of the clothes. Okay, yes, that's how old I am. Thank you. But what I'm remembering is that my brain said, what would happen if I put my hand in it? Now, here's your trigger warning. Don't do it. Okay, obviously, both my hands work, but I did put my hand through that wringer washer, and it got stuck, and I had to cry out. And my father, or I don't know who it was, somebody released the very top thing so that it would spring open and I could pull my hand out. Okay. Yes. And that's why I was reminded of that, because I did some very, very silly things when I was younger. And I learned from them, because I have not ever put my hand in a wringer washer again. Only took one time, but I learned it. I learned the lesson. So, but because I made those mistakes when I was younger, it's very hard for me to trust myself now, because I am impulsive. I am trying to say a sentence, and then I'll see a squirrel, and I'm like, squirrel, right? So I really find it very difficult for myself to trust myself to do these readings in the first place, because I'm like, well, who's going to listen to me? Why would anybody listen to me? I put my hand through a wringer. The point is, you didn't know that I put my hand in a wringer. That was a lesson that I had to learn for myself. But I also brought a negative learning from that. I learned that maybe I should not be in charge of me. But the point is, I learned my lesson. Some of us need to learn the lessons different ways, right? And that has nothing to do with how truthful or how honest, or even what abilities I have to do or offer now. So trusting yourself, even though you know yourself, right? You are, hopefully, that I know of, human, right? And we are all capable of making mistakes, but that doesn't mean we're untrustworthy, right? So I want this to be the opportunity right now, as we are learning to trust ourselves. We are absolutely learning to trust ourselves, even though we know, okay, brain, don't take over, right? Okay, so trusting yourselves. That's the energy I'm with right now. Whether you can trust me or not, I don't know. That's for you to decide. So you decide who you trust, what you trust, where you trust it. Even if you think, the only one I can trust is myself. Okay, then do that. Trust yourself. So the next card is our opportunity card. A lot of tarot readers will call them challenge cards. So this is the challenge or the opportunity that is in our road right now, like facing us right in our face. And we have a choice what we do with it. So your challenge card is change. Change. Oh, I am so excited for you. I am so excited for us. Because in this path of us learning to trust ourselves and our own intuition, we are going to learn to change. Change. Oh my gosh. A lot of people, and yeah, there's a lot of people that would call this a challenge card because changes are challenges because they're different. They're different. Good or bad, anything that's different is a disruption in our flow or in our normal. So we're going along this path, and whether or not we believe in ourselves or whatever, it's kind of wobbly. But if we have to come across change and we have that fork in the road, we have to go this way or that way. And then that's where that trust comes in, because we have to trust ourselves to make the right decision. But it's the right decision for right now. Luckily, my friend, you have free will. So you can change your mind, which is another change. I have a feeling that this message is more about inner security, believing in yourself, because you can face this. The card actually reads, dare to change and embrace new possibilities. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So far, trust and change. So if change is your obstacle, obstacle, where that came from, I don't know. Okay, so if change is your obstacle, we'll go ahead and go with it. If change is your obstacle, what guidance do we have to get through that? Okay, the first card is rebirth. Dudes. I love this. I love this. You know what? I'm absolutely fascinated with these oracle cards, because a lot of the time you get into your own head and you don't feel like you have an outside perspective. But this really is just a way of navigating all those thoughts. For me, I have thoughts all the time. So these cards actually kind of help me to center and focus. But the rebirth, you're becoming somebody new. And that doesn't mean that you have to be completely new and reject all of the old. It just means that you're developing a new portion. Or no, not even developing a new portion, because the phoenix, okay, the phoenix here, the phoenix is known notoriously for, being born out of the ashes of the old. Okay, so even if you were supposed to just sit here and talk to yourself as if you just got burnt to crisp and you're just ashes at the ground, and then you are reborn from that. Oh, excuse me, confirmation maybe. That old shell, the ashes, it's just the old shell. It does not mean that it's no longer your vessel. It's no longer, you shed a skin, you shed a coat, you changed it's like changing your t-shirt. You got a t-shirt that's got holes and you've worn it forever and ever. And yeah, it's your favorite t-shirt and you're so comfortable in it. But it's okay to wear a new shirt. It's okay. Even if you buy the same exact shirt, it's still new. Even if it represents the old. So rebirth isn't anything to be scared of, because it doesn't mean that everything that you had before was invaluable. It's just you had a before to shed, and that in itself is miraculous. Okay, I don't know where that came from, but I love it. I love it very much. So rebirth is what the energy that is helping you get through this change. And maybe it is, going from a place where you don't trust yourself, changing that, which means it's going to make you an even different entity. So this forward This fourth card that came out with Rebirth, and I looked at it, I'm sorry, I had to peek. Oh, I can't keep secrets. Is forward movement. There is a time to sit with things and ponder and try to figure out why and what and where and how and do and all of the things that help us understand why we're in this moment right now. You could sit there and sit there, but set yourself a time limit so you're not stuck there. Because what's going to get you there faster is the forward movement. I love this card. I love that it's like everything is around you. This is you. You see that little spark of life, that newness right there, that rebirth. And I absolutely love all these, the swooshes, the swooshes in here. Because look at it. It's not a complete, you didn't completely change. You're growing. You're growing. And movement. Let me read it for you because I'm sure you read it. But move forward from the heart, guided by your inner compass towards the future. And I absolutely love that these cards, I wish there was a way to show you all these cards, but I'm going to say, if you look at this, it starts with these blues, the mountains and everything. And, you know, you've got all these freaking colors. And then when it comes to the change, you still have all those colors. Let me put those back together. You still have all of those colors, so it's pretty much a same format. Maybe it gets a little bit warmer, maybe a little warmer. I'm an artist, so I know warmer colors and all that other techno talk, but the colors get a little bit warmer, but you still have a decision to make. And I love that it's like hot and cold, okay? I don't know if that was for somebody else or whatever, but the rebirth of the Phoenix is really, really pulling out all of those hot colors. So the warmer colors. Maybe it has something to do with the summertime. I don't know. But then what I absolutely love about this rebirth card and then this forward movement card is they're both in circles, the big circles. The center focal point is you. You're reborn, shedding the old, and then now you are moving forward even farther and learning to balance those energies, the hot and the cold energies. That's what moving forward is. And I don't know how you get there. I don't know what paths you get to choose because they're your choices. Yours. I am so very happy for you. And I know that if this is what your path is going on right now and that you have a change to make, that you are going to be reborn. You're going to be reborn into something fantastic because you are making those decisions for you, your higher good, and for the higher good of others around you. Change doesn't have to be scary. It's actually quite beautiful. So with that, I'm going to leave it right there. I love you very, very much, and I hope this really did bring you some joy. Have yourself a wonderful day.